This Hemi Challenger RT is truly a muscle car. The engine under this hood makes almost 400 horsepower and lots of torque. What's the side effect of all that power? The engine gets hot, real hot. It needs to be cooled down so it can perform at its highest level. The engine is cooled by the cooling system, which is filled with a mixture of antifreeze coolant and water. The system is basically comprised of two sides. There's the heat transfer side of the system, where the heat is pulled into the water coolant mixture from the hottest part of the engine, the cylinder heads. The hot coolant then flows into the radiator, which is the heat reduction or cooling side of the system, where the heat is then dissipated or reduced, and then the fluid circulates back into the engine and the cycle continues. This is where the Hyperlube Super Coolant comes in. How does the Super Coolant help cool your engine? The surface of the various metals that make up both the heat transfer and the heat dissipating side of your cooling system are not perfectly smooth or flat. If you looked at the metal in your cooling system under a microscope, you would see there are tiny peaks and valleys in the metal surfaces. Most of the valleys are filled with microscopic air bubbles. Those millions of tiny bubbles act as insulators, so that part of the metal is not transferring any heat if it's on the cylinder head. And if it's in the radiator, that part of the metal is not dissipating any heat. Hyperlube Super Coolant with its special wetting agents, when added to your radiator, break down and remove those bubbles so there's better contact with the coolant mixture. When the bubbles on the surface of the metal are removed, this makes your cooling system dissipate heat more efficiently. This will reduce engine temperatures by up to 10 degrees in systems running the normal blend of 50% water and 50% antifreeze. In systems running straight water, Hyperlube Super Coolant's newest formula can now reduce engine temperatures up to 25 degrees. Just add 1 bottle of Super Coolant for most size cooling systems. It treats systems up to 20 quarts. Super Coolant also provides additional corrosion protection. Super Coolant does not have any antifreeze or glycol, so it's approved for racetrack use. Keep in mind that it does not have any antifreeze properties, so you should always check your freeze protection level. I've been using Hyperlube Super Coolant for about 10 years. That's 10 years of no overheating. And when your car runs cooler, it performs better.